Listen up, guys. All is not lost. Don't despair. You made a mistake. You've been so good on your best behavior. You got her flowers. You've been so nice and loving, and then you just lost it. Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
Yes, I find that a lot of the men I'm working with, they feel like their marriage is a game of chutes and ladders. They're good for a week or two. They're really, really on their best behavior, and then something happens right before they're about to win the game, and they go all the way down to space number 3 on the board, and it's just awful. And their wife says, "I don't feel safe around you," and what? So all these few weeks I've been a good guy, and now you don't feel safe around me? And then she says, "That's exactly why I don't feel safe around you. See how you lose your temper?" So we're here to talk about that today.
Yeah, so, we don't like to be sexist, but we're going to be sexist here. So for the most part, these rules don't apply across the board. But for the most part, women are intimidated by men's aggression. And you will feel scared, and you will feel intimidated, and you will say, "I don't feel safe," and then you will withhold the love. So while the men are aggressive, the women are passive aggressive.
Yes. So what advice do you have out there for the poor men that are struggling from a women's perspective? What can you say that will help them feel that maybe they have a chance still?
Yeah, men, you got a chance. You got a chance. Take a deep breath and acknowledge your mistake first to yourself, and then find a moment, approach her and say, "I made a mistake. I'm so sorry, and that must have been scary for you, for me to be screaming like a maniac like that. And I'm really sorry. Can we figure this out? Can you tell me more about what really upset you besides my screaming? And let's fix it. I really want to fix it." Now, of course, for everybody listening, this does not apply to abusive spouses. There's a difference between an abuser and someone who at times engages in abusive behavior. We are sometimes abusive toward each other, and we need to fix it. That's what repairs are about. And we've got 32 years of experience of making mistakes and repairing. That's what we do. That's how you grow, and these are opportunities.
Yeah, so I want to give one idea for the men out there to understand. And again, it can apply also to women, but I see it much more along gender lines, which is that you do feel when you make this mistake after being on your best behavior, you feel like all is lost, and now you're going to be judged because of this one awful thing that you did. You lost your temper, or whatever it is, your particular vulnerability and weak spot. The point is that a lot of people think emotionally, and certainly many, many women think emotionally. And when you think emotionally, there's something called telescoping, where whatever's happening right now gets projected into the past and into the future. So it sounds very bleak. So your wife might say to you, "Well, now I don't feel safe around you." And you say, "What about last week when I was da-da-da?" And they say, "No, I didn't feel safe then either. And I won't feel safe for another good few weeks or few months." That's like telescoping. But the truth is that that's because of the emotional feeling in the present. And the minute that emotional feeling is changed, then it telescopes toward the future and into the past more positively too. So it's really important, not to despair. It's like all things, love is something that's spiritual, and spiritual things don't exist in time and in space. They're timeless. And so when you don't feel close, and when you feel scared, and you feel hurt, it's always and forever. And when you do feel close and you do feel connected, then it's also forever. And so it's really important for the people that make these mistakes and feel like they really just hit the big chute right before the finish line, and they went all the way down to the beginning again, to understand that it is true, but it easily can be reversed also, which is by not panicking and taking into account that, yeah, you lost your temper, or you were hurtful in some way, or you engaged in the behavior that you said you weren't ever going to do again.
So women out there, when he makes that mistake and blows a fuse and gets you scared, take a deep breath too, and remember all the other interactions that were loving and nurturing and patient and caring. And try to remember those instead of doing this telescoping and thinking that this negative, nasty behavior is always and forever, because it can change.